Welcome, Sens Talk.
Here comes Sens with a pass across to the stars. He bats it in. Tim Stutzler wins it for Ottawa. Triple Grant is going to put the finishing touches on an Ottawa win. See you later. Go Sens, go.
Sens win! The Sens win! 4-3 over the Detroit Red Wings. Oh my goodness, what did we just watch? I don't know what it is between these two teams. Maybe it's meow meow, Alex DeBrincat, I don't know. But when these two teams play against one another, it's next level dirty and angry and chippy and entertaining. Holy cow, what a game, ladies and gentlemen. That was the lone playoff game Detroit will play this year. They always attempt comebacks. We'll talk about it in this game. They did that again, but they never can complete it. The Cardiac Sens always find a way. They own you, Detroit. Brady Tkachuk and the Ottawa Senators own you. We own you. Holy cow. Talk about owning a franchise. The Ottawa Senators find a way always to take them down. Whether it was Norris earlier in the year, the Noof, we miss you, buddy, we miss you. With that late goal, or Ottawa surviving a comeback in the last one, or surviving another one in this one. We always find a way. And another massive 2 points for the Ottawa Senators, who, with a win, get to 98% of the odds to make the playoffs. Nearly 100% chance your Ottawa Senators return to the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time since 2017. I got goosebumps. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Job's not done. The job's not done. Still got to finish. Still got a lot of games left, around 11 to go. But we are in the driver's seat. We control our own fate. And ladies and gentlemen, your Ottawa Senators are knocking. They're knocking. They're almost there. Best theme song in sports for the playoffs, if we make it. Again, until there's an X next to us in the standings, I'm not going to act like we're in the playoffs. We've seen crazier collapses before in the National Hockey League. We've been on the opposite side of things, where we came back, right? Back in 2015 with the Hamburglar. We know that is not done until that X is there in the standings. And call me superstitious, call me stupid. That's just how I'm going to operate. So that being said, if we make the playoffs, Danger Flutes, it's a must. They must return. So anyways, let's get into tonight's recap. So much to talk about. My goodness. I'm taking a look at my phone here because I got notes here on my computer and on my phone because you'll see why. But my goodness, there's just so much to cover. So let's just get into it. Going to this game, Ottawa, they're looking to further solidify their playoff chances, of course, but more so their playoff gap. Going to this game, Ottawa is 5+ points up on a playoff spot. If Montreal loses tonight and we win, that would exceed to 7+, 5+ on the Habs, and then 7+ on the Islanders and the Rangers. With games in hand, by the way. Obviously, we know how that turned out, but again, going to this game, Ottawa just... It's not a must-win by any means. We're still in a good spot, but this is the 2 points where you can take out a team like Detroit, where they lose this game, they are way out of the playoff picture. They're not even in it, basically. This loss basically confirms that they're out of it. And for Ottawa, again, you widen the gap by nearly 8 points. Games in hand on a lot of teams. Majority of the games left are at home. I mean... All right, let's just not get carried away. So some new lines in tonight's game for your Ottawa Senators. It was actually quite interesting. I thought the Senators' first line last game actually played pretty well, considering the fact that, again, you lost to Buffalo. But Travis Green breaks it up. So Brady Tkachuk goes to the third line with Shane Pinto and Ridley Gregg. And while, I'm taking a look at the time. Now you see why I'm looking at my phone and the computer. I'm taking a look at the time on ice. And really, it was pretty even. I mean, you can call Tkachuk, Pinto, Gregg the third line, but Gregg played just under 21 minutes of ice time. Pinto just under 19, Tkachuk just under 17. So, I mean, again, that's quite a bit of time. But then you also had the second line playing less minutes technically, even though they had a great game. That being David Perron, Dylan Cousins, and Drake Batherson. Just a heads up, we'll be talking about them in the Keefe Smoke Meats post-game notes. Believe me on that. And then the first line, Claude Giroux, Tim Stützle, and Fabian Zetterlund. Zets, baby. He's been really, really good as of late. Just couldn't get a goal, couldn't get a point. That changed tonight. He continues to look great there on the first line. But again, the top nine relatively played an even amount of time. And then that fourth line, Amadio was fantastic. I'm not going to really talk about him other than later in the third, so I want to give him some praise here. Amadio was fantastic in this game. He had a late shift there in the third where he literally dominated Detroit along the boards, in the zone as well. He's such a puck hound. Absolutely love. It's a me, Amadio, Michael Amadio. Great game for him. 3 shots on goal and a goal. We'll talk about that soon. A block as well, under 11 minutes of ice time. A solid game for It's a me, Amadio, Michael Amadio, baby. So let's continue on with the pregame notes quickly. The big thing, though, other than, the top 9 being shuffled, was Travis Hamonic sits out for this one. And Nicholas Manapalo returns. He looked solid. That third pairing, for the first time in some time, actually looked pretty decent tonight. And again, I don't want to flame Travis Hamonic too much here. At the end of the day, he's doing the best he can, but I don't think anyone can really argue that he's not the best option right now for that third pairing, and that was pretty evident tonight. Now for Ottawa, it was Linus Ullmark starting for them. He has a .205 GAA, goals against average, against Detroit in his career, with a .931 save percentage, while Leon starts for the Detroit Red Wings, .899 save percentage this year with a 2.76 goals against average. So before we get into the rest of the recap and into the game portion of the video, I want to say thank you to Dylan Puckniak and Keller Williams Sports and Entertainment for sponsoring Sens Talk, as we are proudly presented by Dylan Puckniak, Ottawa's exclusive realtor with Keller Williams Sports and Entertainment. Providing a bilingual real estate service that serves the Ottawa-Gatineau community, Dylan Puckniak is also specialized in supporting professional athletes that come and go in our city, providing service that takes care of people at the highest level. For a realtor experience that puts you and your needs first, visit dylanpuckniak.kw.com to find out more today. That is dylanpuckniak.kw.com. Look at your screen. You'll see it there. So again, thank you to Dylan Puckniak and Keller Williams Sports and Entertainment for sponsoring Sens Talk. So let's get to the first period of play. And 6 minutes in, I told you we would be talking about Fabian Zetterlund. Let's talk about him again. What a start to the game for the Ottawa Senators. Not even 7 minutes in. 1-0 Ottawa. Fabian Zetterlund gets his first point as an Ottawa Senator as he finds Tom Chabot breaking through the middle, pinching in. He finds him. Shabbat Shalom, by the way, I must say. He beats Leon Blochter's side. Not a good goal there for Leon, but we'll take it. Ottawa leads 1-0 as Chabot has his first goal in his last 13 games. Ottawa scores on their first shot, and again, Zetterlund, his first point as an Ottawa Senator. Congratulations to Zets. Ottawa, when scoring first, 28-6-0. That being said, the last time they scored first, they did lose that game on Tuesday. Looking to change that. Now, I spoke about it kind of briefly when I was going crazy there in the beginning of the video. My goodness, was it ever the ref show there in the first period of play? I mean, honestly, I'm at a lack of words. I don't know what the hell happened there in the first period. 5 penalties against Ottawa. I have never seen that in my life. We'll talk about that, at the end of the period, because Tkachuk and the boys got something going there, and that was a hilarious moment in its own right. But, I mean, I don't want to hear anything from Detroit fans ever again about Tim Stützle diving after the professional Olympic diving sequence we saw tonight by the Detroit Red Wings. Just embarrassing. Embarrassing. You're probably seeing some B-roll of those penalties tonight. I mean, 5 in one period, that's unheard of. Maybe 2 or 3 of those are maybe penalties. Maybe you're grasping at straws, but all right, whatever. 5 in a row? Craziness. Luckily, though, the Ottawa Senators, they kill it off. And again, Detroit has the best power play in the league. Not an easy test for the Ottawa Senators by any means. Linus Ullmark came clutch so many times there on the penalty kill and throughout the game, by the way. Ullmark was very, very good in this one. He was electric, especially there in the first period of play, and that keeps Ottawa up by 1. And then after Ottawa kills off those power plays, multiple, 6 minutes left in the period, Captain Tkachuk, El Capitano, he's creating chaos at center ice. He's basically saying, hey, look at me, look at me. All the Detroit Red Wings are, just staring at him because he's their daddy. He's their father. He owns the Detroit Red Wings. So they're all drawn to him. They're like, oh, what does he have to say? What does our leader have to say? And while they're distracted by Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, he understands the assignment. He goes out of the way, and he makes it 2-0 Senators. What a shot for Timmy Stu. His first goal in the last 10 games makes it 2-0 Senators. 2 goals for Ottawa on just 3 shots. It's 2-0 Sens on probably one of the most funny goals you'll ever see as Tkachuk creates chaos and Ottawa takes advantage. 2-0 Sens. Tkachuk does not get an assist technically on the goal, but he should, because that goal does not happen without his shenanigans. My goodness, I love Brady Tkachuk, and we'll talk about him here. Then I'm going to talk about the penalties there in the first period of play. He fought Edvinsson. He's a hawk of a defenseman for Detroit. Massive guy. Tkachuk's a big boy. He was still, hanging over Tkachuk. And Tkachuk took care of business. He defended Tim Stützle. Basically told Edvinsson, pick on some of your own size, even though Tkachuk isn't even his size. And took care of business. Again, showed them who the boss is and who the leader is. That's Tkachuk. Detroit, they can only pray to have a player of the capabilities of a Brady Tkachuk. He takes care of business there, and I just love that leadership to defend Tim Stützle. And it doesn't matter if it's your star center there and Tim Stützle you're defending. Tkachuk would do that for anyone. That's what makes him Brady Tkachuk. And again, you just gotta love to see that from your captain, El Capitano Brady Tkachuk. Now, talking about the penalties, Larkin, Raymond, they were diving there in the first period. Perron takes a penalty as well. Cleven also with one late. Ottawa for 8:39 of the first period was shorthanded. So basically for half the period, shorthanded. It is an absolute miracle that Detroit did not score on any of those penalties. A power play would, go over to the second period of play for Detroit. Ottawa would kill that one, so 5 in a row. And then 90 seconds in to the second period of play, moments after Ottawa kills the penalty kill. Guess who? David Perron. He cannot be stopped. Unbelievable. Great play here by Drake Batherson, who picks it up after it hits a Red Wing player along the bench and the boards. He sends David Perron on the breakaway, and he takes care of business against his former team. It's 3-0 Senators, as Perron has 3 goals in his last 3 games and 6 goals in their last 12, as Ottawa leads 3-0. The Perron-Cozens-Batheron line at this point in the last 10 games, 25 points, 12 goals, 13 apples. Unbelievable. The duo of Batherson and Cozens, ever since he got here from Buffalo, oh, it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. And just add Perron and his offensive emergence here ever since the trade deadline. What a line. And what a day it is to be an Ottawa Senator fan. Your first line, your second line, your third line are all first lines of the National Hockey League and are all more than capable of producing in their own right. Oh my goodness. It's so awesome to finally see an Ottawa Senator team for the first time in like a decade. No matter who's on the ice, you know that they can defend, you know that they can score, and you know that likely more often than not, they're probably the better matchup against the guys they're facing. Unbelievable, the depth that this team has, and the emergence by David Perron has been spectacular. And again, with Cozens and Batherson, the newest great duo in the Ottawa Senators, ooh, baby, I just love to see it, and I'm sure you do too. And speaking of seeing things I love to see, what a bomb here. Literally, not literally, but a massive hit here by the Clev bomb, Clev train, choo-choo. Tyler Cleven rocks Austin Watson late. He didn't like that. He slashed Cleven to the ribs, but beautiful hit, and that's some good old-fashioned hockey, and I want to see more of that from Tyler Cleven. We know he's capable. We know that not many other defensemen on the Ottawa Senators are capable of, so if he can bring more of that physical edge to his game, the better. And again, it really complements his style of play, because again, he's kind of that rugged defenseman with, again, some offensive ability too, but just love to see Cleven there stepping in and laying a big one. So we go to the third period of play, and this is where the Cardiac Sens kind of take over. I don't know what it is, and it's very concerning, to be honest with you, where the Ottawa Senators, when they have the lead in the third period of play, I don't know what it is. I really do not know what it is, but they don't fumble. They have that clutch gene to them, and they always find a way to hold on. But my goodness, you're going to break a sweat while you watch them do it. It's insanity. So we go to the third period here, 6 minutes in, and it's the DeBrincat starting things off as he sneaks in, and the penalty kill was fantastic tonight, so probably out of place for saying this, but the penalty kill for Ottawa gets exposed here. DeBrincat sneaks in, basically drives right to the net, puts a pass right through the crease to Patrick Kane, who's hanging along the post. He puts it in, and the power play goal makes it a 2-goal difference. Now it's 3-1 for Ottawa. Again, the penalty kill was fantastic tonight, but not there. And frankly, the big reason why the penalty kill was fantastic tonight was because of Linus Ullmark just standing on his head there. In the first period of play, the diamond formation gets absolutely picked apart on a near nightly basis, and it does so again here. There's no reason why Alex DeBrincat should be able to just walk in there, and whether he wants to snipe it or pass it or do whatever he wants, he shouldn't have that much space in that lane to Linus Ullmark. And this is where the comeback for the Detroit Red Wings begins. Or so you think. It's a me Amadio. I told you I was not going to be done talking about our boy. It's a me Amadio. Michael Amadio, as Matthew Highmore with a great defensive play in our own zone, steals it along the blue line, sends him and Amadio on a 2-on-1. He feeds Amadio for a partial breakaway, and he puts it on net. Talbot puts it in, and Ottawa leads again by 3. It's 4-1 Senators, as Amadio has 5 goals and 2 assists for 7 total points in his last 10 games on the 4th line the last couple, still producing offense. Again, all the lines for your Ottawa Senators can produce. What a lineup this is, ladies and gentlemen. Amadio, it's a me Amadio, I should say. And Ottawa leads by 3 again. It's 4-1 Senators. And thank you, Cam Talbot. Great assist there for Matthew Highmore. Maybe even a better assist for Cam Talbot, who knocks it into his own net. But 3 minutes later, the hockey gods giveth, and the hockey gods taketh. 3 minutes later, with about 8 minutes left in the third period of play, Chabot loses it. Jensen cannot hold the puck afterwards, and the Red Wings capitalize. It's a 2-goal game again for Detroit as they cut the lead to 2. Raymond is the benefactor of the defensive mishap there for Chabot and Jensen. And then 4 minutes later, oh no, and this is where the heart starts to pump. The cardiac sends really make you start to sweat. With about 4 minutes left in the game, here comes Detroit. Tarasenko, the former Ottawa Senator, lets one rip as Giroux and Stützle. Giroux loses his man. Stützle's caught puck watching, and he rips it to make it a 4-3 game. That's just a brutal one there all around. Purely because, again, you get caught puck watching. You're on your heels. And then, of course, Detroit makes you pay for it. Now, in the last few minutes, it's all Detroit. Ottawa, again, miss an empty net. Shane Pinto, he ices it. The Ottawa Senators, they cannot, they can hold the third period leads, but they never make it easy. And then, my goodness, they can never make scoring on the empty net easy. Luckily, though, the Ottawa Senators have Linus Ullmark, who makes a massive save, or gets enough of it anyways, with 40 seconds left. It hits the post. Zub clears it. Ottawa, they would end up finding a way to hold on as they win 4-3 over the Detroit Red Wings. Somehow, they find a way. They take down Detroit. They win after losing a tough one to Buffalo on Tuesday. They get back in the win column. The playoff odds nearly at 99% now. And I'll save the rest of that for a second, but my goodness, what a win for your Ottawa Senators and for Linus Ullmark and for everyone, frankly. Just a complete team effort there where, again, when it looked tough and it looked like they were down and out, they still found a way. Now let's get to the Keith Smoke Meats post-game notes. Speaking of Keith Smoke Meats, Sens Talk is proud to be brought to you by Keith Smoke Meats, the best smoked meat in the Ottawa area. During a process that takes over 150 hours while using the highest grade beef, Keith Smoke Meats smokes their meat on top of a mix of Southern American charcoal and Keith's signature flavored wood chips, leaving you with a savory Montreal-inspired smoked meat. The best part about it all, getting it is so easy. Just go to KeithSmokedMeats.com. That is KeithSmokedMeats.com. Find the smoked meat package you're looking for. Click order, and boom! Within a few days, you'll have freshly made smoked meat dropped off right to your door. So check out KeithSmokedMeats.com for the best tasting smoked meat experience in Ottawa today. That is KeithSmokedMeats.com. Look at your screen right here. You can see the link there. So let's get to the Keith Smoke Meats post-game notes. So as I was just saying, Ottawa now nearly at a 99% chance to make the playoffs. The Habs did lose again tonight. So Ottawa with a 5+ point advantage on them. So they clear them. They have a very good spot right now to hold at the very least that first wild card spot. They have a 7+ point in the playoff situation as a whole, ahead of the Islanders and the Rangers and whatnot there. Really, Ottawa just has to go 500 the rest of the way. 5-5-1 gets us to 92 points, which is expected to be the cutoff. Roughly 90 to 92 points is expected to be the cutoff to make the playoffs. So, look, it's not over till it's over, but it's looking pretty good for your Ottawa Senators. I cannot lie. Now, all goals for your Ottawa Senators tonight were 5-on-5 goals. You love to see that. It's been a situation for Ottawa for quite some time where the 5-on-5 scoring just hasn't really been there. Big reason why they brought in Cozens and Zetterlund, and just really notable that, again, so many penalty kills, so many reasons why this game could have went the other way. They found a way to kill those off, and they scored on the 5-on-5. So, again, a complete team effort. Now, look at your screen right now. The David Perron, Dylan Cozens, and Drake Batherson line is absolutely unreal, and they were cooking again tonight. The three combined for a goal and 2 points, 9 shots, 10 scoring chances, 7 hits, and expected goals for percentage at 5-on-5 at nearly 86%. I mean, my goodness. Talk about a dominant performance for the line there. Got to give them a little bit of a round of applause. They had a fantastic night. And again, it just shows that, again, on a night where everyone's contributing, they still stand out. That's how good they've been together. And they're getting hot at the right time as we get close to the playoffs. Again, it's not over, but I'm feeling pretty good. Now, the last thing I'll mention is Linus Ullmark tonight stood tall. He did what he had to do, stopped 31 of 34 for a .912 save percentage. Maybe one of those goals he wants back, but overall had a very, very solid night. And again, Ottawa does not win this game without Linus Ullmark in net tonight, no doubt about it. In that first period of play, he was Ottawa's best penalty killer as usual. And he just, he's so casual and calm when he makes these 10-bell saves. That's how you know he's a stud and a top goalie in the league. So let's see if Ottawa can keep it doing on Saturday against the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'll be back here at youtube.com/SensTalk to break that all down. Let's see if Ottawa can continue to bank those points. Now, with that, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, as always. I'll see you all soon. Go Sens, go.